The concepts regarding functions we discussed with example. Function declaration, function definition, function calling. Is it clear to you, all of you? Anybody query is having? डिक्लेरेशन क्या होता है, डेफिनेशन क्या होता है, ये आपको समझ में आ गया है? गर्ल्स, यस मिस, व्हाट इज फंक्शन डेफिनेशन? व्हाट इज डिक्लेरेशन? Initialization is not declaration. Int x. हाँ, इसमें क्या?
X variable को integer
Declare. It is declaration. It is declaration of variable. How you declare function? How you declare function? Format is with you. What is that? Is anybody?
Return type,
Return type,
function name,
parameter, and parameter list separated by comma. Semicolon. This is declaration. Okay? The syntax we have to use. What is definition? Sit down please. What is definition?
Definition is function definition is for example I is equal to 100. We are defining that
Here x equal to 100.
x is equal to 100. So the function x is defined as it is equal
It is
to
not a function. It is variable.
variable. We are giving a value for that variable.
Oh, that is yes. It is defined. X is defined here. X variable is defined. How to define function? Anybody can understand what is x? What actually is x is having? What stores x? This answer you can get by looking at this statement. That is definition. You have defined what is x. Okay? What stores x? Here you said what is x. What stores x? Further you go on using after these two steps. How you define function? Again, you might not be written in formal way. Function name, return type, function name. Okay? Formal parameters. List separated by comma. No semicolon. Open and open curly bracket. Definition part, whatever the function has to do, and then close curly. This we call, this is a general form of definition of function. Sit down please. And this is called as what? Declaration of function. After declaring and after defining, now you are ready to use that function. How to use the function? How to use the function? Yes. Last page. How to use the function? Yes, please.
example, math
means you need to call that function. Okay, this is definition. You use it function means you need to call it. How to call that function? The formal syntax is function name actual parameter list separated by comma. Here you need semicolon. Okay? So this is the way to call the function, use the function. You need to remember this is the way. So here you can clearly see that, sit down please. The terms formal parameters and actual parameters are came into the picture. In the previous discussion where we discussed examples, we have not used this term, formal parameters and actual parameters. So how we define the term formal parameter and actual parameters? Formal parameters are one, which have been formal parameters are the parameters which are supplied, okay, to the function definition. This is a function definition, isn't it? Whatever the parameter you supply to the function, to the defining function, is called as a formal parameters. And the parameters which you pass to the calling function are called as actual parameter. This is calling function. Na? Do you differentiate this function and this function? The parameters which you pass to the defining function. It is, see what you are writing, I am saying defining function. Why? Because function I am just started to define. Before starting the defining function I am writing formal parameters. So the formal parameters are one which are given to the defining function, and actual parameters are one which have been passed to the calling function. Defining function, calling function. These are the parameters. Both are the parameters, but here these are called as a formal and here are actual. By one example, we will see how this actual, once again we can see that one function example I will take, simple example, and we will again demonstrate all these concepts. We will demonstrate the things like again declaration, definition, calling, what is formal parameter and actual parameter. Here a question takes, I will prepare a program. This is my program. In the program I take two values. And here I do the addition of two values, do the subtraction. So in the last time हमने किया था होगा addition subtraction का किया था. Shall we take some another program? Anything you are suppose here I will consider multiplication and division program. ये दो चीजें लेते हैं, ठीक है? The same program you will once again get refreshed. I take two values and by using these two values I want to calculate the multiplication of these two values and I divide the first number by 2. I do the division of 2. I do the division of first number by the second. Okay? So I use the function concept. So what I do, I assume that I am going to write function as mul, another is the name division. ठीक है? I am planning what function I have to write. ठीक है? And I am continuously saying you how to write, how to decide, how to go for writing a function. Isn't it? फंक्शन लिखने से पहले, हम प्रोग्राम लिखने से पहले हमें फंक्शन यूज करना है कि नहीं, that we first decide. Here I am deciding that this will be my full program. Within the program, I am going to use mul is a function which really can multiply two values and the result it should return to you. डायरेक्टली मैं दो वैल्यूज को दूंगा, वो मल्टीप्लाई करके मुझे रिजल्ट देगा. ठीक है. See, here we are only demonstrating the function concept. यहाँ पे फंक्शन को जाने की क्या जरूरत है, वहीं पे डायरेक्टली मल्टीप्लाई कर दो, ऑपरेटर तो हमारे पास है. दिस इज ए क्वेश्चन, है ना? ठीक है ना? So but here we are demonstrating the concept. Logic might be anything. Here in this case multiplication. Some other logic. Logic is not a part of this discussion. Here concept is the part of discussion. Here we want to demonstrate how to declare, define, call, and what are formal parameters and what are actual parameters. That we want to learn. Is it okay? So what I planned is that I will have one multiplication function and another division function. The multiplication function again I need to see closely that this is the function which takes. देखो multiplication function क्या करने वाला है? What you are thinking? What multiplication function should do? You expect from multiplication function? Multiply करके मुझे रिजल्ट दे, और उसको मल्टीप्लाई करने के लिए दो इनपुट तो देना पड़ेगा ना. So by default, what I can understand that this multiplication function take two inputs and produce one output. If I am giving integer input, the multiplication function, what type of data it returns to you? Integer. That you must understand. Again, that my division function is there. So what I expect from this function is, the job of this function is to divide the first number by second. So to do that, what I need to do? I need to give two values, okay? Two values to it, and what I expect? The result I am expecting. What would be the type of that result? Integer or float? It may be integer, it may be float. Okay? So if you declare integer, what happens? If you declare output as an integer, then your result will be get truncated. It get rounded up. If your answer will be a decimal number. मान लीजिए आपका 5 डिवाइड बाय 2 करना है, कितना है आंसर इसका? 2.5. This is 2.5 is a floating point number, and you are asking your compiler to put this floating point number into integer. Okay, integer storage. So what the integer never stores floating point number. What it do? It rounded up. It truncate this number and only 2 it stores. And 2 is a wrong number. Wrong answer. So this should not be happen. So what we decide that we will store our result in where? Floating point. Our result would be of type floating point. So I found my return type is float. And what is the logic inside the multiplication? Multiplication का logic क्या रहेगा? Function of this multiplication. What does the multiplication, this mul function should do? क्या करेगा ये? दो इनपुट का मल्टीप्लाई करेगा. It multiply two inputs. Okay? It multiply integer, and what it do? It return integer to you. Function always returns. Okay? Once you do some operation, return the result you prepared out of the operations. Okay? This is the basic part of function. Function facilitate you, okay, to do something, processing, and function always returns some value to who? whoever it is, whoever that function is called, okay, the function returns the value. So ये हो गया मुझे मल्टीप्लिकेशन का लॉजिक क्या हुआ और क्या रिटर्न करेगा ये रिजल्ट रिटर्न करेगा. यहाँ पे integer get divided by integer, what I get, the result is float and return float. This is my rough idea here I have prepared. I am using the term int and float, that is not the case. But okay, what idea is, what task the multiplication do, that is clear to me. What this multiplication function returns, that is clear to me. What the multiplication function takes input, that is the parameters. I can say whatever the input function takes, that input is called as a parameters. Input बोलने के नहीं बार-बार. The technical term to use, जो भी input है function को जो भी input है उनको क्या कहते हैं हम लोग? Parameter is the term. The correct term is what? Parameter. Basically, the parameter job is what? They are reading the input data to the function. But the technical term is what? Parameter. So this multiplication function takes two parameters of type integer, and what it returns of type integer. Division function is something, again it takes two integer parameters and produce the float result. And how we do the operation? It just divide the first number by second and returns the result. Is it clear? This much idea has to be clear. And these two functions here I am going to use in my main program. And in this way I complete my program. So before starting writing your program, this much idea you must be make up. So now you can start writing a program. What first statement is that what, take two values from user, and to get that, first of all give a message to the user, enter two values. Okay, now take, user will respond with, user will type two values after reading this message and catch these two values in some variable, and that input scanf really do that. Okay, suppose A and B variables here are considered. I declare the variable A and B. Okay, now I want to, so I plan that I will have the two functions and are of this type, and these two functions I want to call in my main program. ठीक है, मल्टीप्लिकेशन और डिवीजन प्रोग्राम, डिवीजन फंक्शन मुझे कॉल करना है मेन. तो उससे पहले मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा? कॉल करने से पहले मुझे डिक्लेयर करना पड़ेगा, एंड डिक्लेरेशन हैज टू बी डन बिफोर स्टार्ट ऑफ योर होल प्रोग्राम. ओके, दिस इज स्टार्ट ऑफ माय प्रोग्राम. हियर आई विल स्टार्ट डिक्लेयरिंग the function. What function? What function? Mul function. Mul function. What input? What are the parameters it takes? Two integers. It takes two integers and with semicolon, and don't forget to indicate the return type. What are the data it returns? Integer type. So you write it here. I am having the second function also, division function, and I have planned already what the division function is, what task it has to do, what input it takes, what type of input it takes, what is the return type, means output. Okay, everything I declared. Now only it is time to declare to my compiler. How do I declare? Similarly, what type of input it takes? Integer, semicolon, return type is what? These two functions have been declared now. Now the compiler is very comfortable to see that yes, I understand what you are intended. What programmer is intended, that is came to your compiler understood. What it understood, how it understand? Programmer is having a function named do, which takes two parameters of type integer and it returns of type float. Programmer is going to have a function of name null, which takes two integer value and which returns integer. Okay. Now, after declaration, you must define it. ठीक है? ये मेरा main function है. Now, after main, you should start the defining function. What is my first function? Null. What is the syntax of definition? Function name, return type. What is the return type null function? Integer. And after multiplication, after function name, open bracket. Then what to do? Parameter. Not these are simple parameters. These are formal parameters. Formal parameters you can consider. You take the types of that parameters are integer. Okay. But what variable we need to consider? X or int y. You may consider. You are free to consider any variable here, x and y. जो आपको use करना है. What under the definition part? What comes? See, x and y. I consider by my own. दो वैल्यू ये लेगा और वो दो वैल्यू का नाम, दो वेरिएबल का नाम अपने मर्जी से आप कुछ भी ले सकते हैं. ठीक है? Not necessary that a and b, this a and b and this x and y, they doesn't have any relation, because this is one separate program and this is another part of the program. Getting? That we will learn in the scope of variables. Please note down. Scope of variables. Variables. Function. Scope of variable. ठीक है. That is sufficient. Under this term we will see the scope part. Here I only can say at this moment that this a and b and this x and y are not having any relation, because these two things are completely different. Okay? Now what I need to do? Multiply x and y. Okay? And may put in z, or directly, and you can do return z here. This way. If you want to save the variable, directly what you can write? Return x into y. So one line of code you minimize. So similarly, I will go for defining the division function. The division function is returning what? Float type, formal parameter. Again I consider x and y, or you consider p and q, no problem. And what it returns? It returns p divided by q. So a thumb rule you can consider again. Every function should have a return statement as a last line of your function code. Function का जो ये कोड क्या है? This is a function code, okay? और return ये ये स्टेटमेंट आपका आना ही चाहिए आखिरी में, और रिटर्न एक ही स्टेटमेंट होना चाहिए पूरे फंक्शन में। ऐसा नहीं कि पूरे प्रोग्राम में आप बार बार रिटर्न करते हैं, आपने एक बार ये रिटर्न किया, वो रिटर्न किया, नो मल्टीपल रिटर्न स्टेटमेंट। There should be only one statement of return that should become at the end of the function definition. Because what the thumb rule again we are having, function must return value, isn't it? If your function, if you are not writing a return statement at the end of a function, it clearly means that you are a dumb program. आपको प्रोग्रामिंग ही मालूम है, क्योंकि फंक्शन लिखा है वो और फंक्शन रिटर्न नहीं कर सकता। ये फिर आपका पूरा सी का कॉन्सेप्ट क्या है वो सामने वाले को समझ में आता है। अदर कॉन्सेप्ट के बाकी कॉन्सेप्ट के बारे में वो ही विल स्टार्ट मेकिंग डाउट। ओके, सो व्हाट आई एम वार्निंग यू, प्लीज द इम्पोर्टेंट रूल मैं बीच बीच में लिख के देता हूँ, उसको हमेशा याद रखें, ठीक है? What is the rule? Do you remember? Function must return a value, and every function definition should have the return statement at the end of all the process data. अभी मैंने यहाँ पे my process आपको देखा, आपने देखा z = x * y किया था मैंने, वो मेरा प्रोसेसिंग हो गया। अभी रिजल्ट मेरा कहाँ पे है? z पे है, ठीक है? x * y, z = int z, return z। यहाँ तक क्या हुआ? मेरा डेटा प्रोसेसिंग हो गया, I processed what I intended for, but what I am ultimately doing at the end, returning z। This should not be forgotten, ठीक है? फंक्शन लिखा है तो रिटर्न करना ही पड़ेगा। कौन सा रिटर्न, क्या रिटर्न करना पड़ेगा आपको? जो टाइप का आपने कहा है डेटा, वही टाइप का डेटा आपको रिटर्न करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है? ऐसा नहीं मैं शुरुआत में सोचा आपने इंटीजर रिटर्न करूंगा और कैलकुलेशन करने के बाद आपको पता चल रहा है नहीं मेरा तो रिजल्ट फ्लोट है, ठीक है? इफ योर रिजल्ट इज फ्लोट, देन व्हाट इज इट टू डू? यू नीड टू चेंज दिस डिक्लेरेशन में आओ और यहाँ पे चेंज कर दो, वहाँ पे फ्लोट कर दो। Do change its return type because initially you were not known what type of function। Normally हम लोग जब प्लान करते हैं वो सब पता चलता है क्या नहीं? ऐसे ही randomly we never go for writing function। Before writing function we plan what the function should do, what task the function should do, and what input it take, what type of data it take as a input, what type of since we know the operation, जो भी ऑपरेशन ये फंक्शन करेगा वो हम लोगों को मालूम रहता है एज ए प्रोग्राम। ऑपरेशन करने के बाद, प्रोसेस करने के बाद अल्टीमेटली रिजल्ट क्या मिलने वाला है और उसका टाइप क्या रहने वाला है, ये हमें मालूम रहता है बीके प्रोग्राम में, है ना? रहता है कि नहीं? हाँ। सो इट नेवर बी द केस दैट इनिशियली वी थॉट समथिंग एंड ड्यूरिंग दिस डेफिनेशन we came to that happens rarely, okay? So what I was telling you about the return function, you have to return at any cost for when you write a function as a last line of your function. Now functions are defined now. What is left? What to do next? We declare the function, we define the function. What to do next? Call the function. So what I will do? I print okay. There are several methods like z. I can consider z is equal to multiplication. What the value? मल्टीप्लिकेशन को मुझे कौन सी वैल्यू पास करना पड़ेगा? जो मैंने अभी यूजर से लिया है a and b ऐसे वैल्यू में पास करेंगे। I write the actual parameters. Why we say these are actual parameters? These variables really carry the values है क्या नहीं? ए का मतलब कुछ वैल्यू है यहाँ पे, क्योंकि अभी जस्ट हमने यूजर से लिया ना ए और बी, and that actual values we are passing to the function. Okay, so that is why these parameters are called as actual parameters, and here these parameters are called formal because x and y really don't have any value. These are only the indicative. Okay, when these x and y will have the values that I will tell you. Okay, first of all we call the function x and a and b, multiplication I call, and what I do, I print fine. Again I call the division function. What I print here? Yes. What should I write here? The f. And z is not a variable. Z is an integer basically. So I consider here float. Okay. Z1. तो मेरा रिजल्ट क्या आने वाला है यहाँ पे? डिवीजन कौन सा रिजल्ट किस टाइप का रिजल्ट रिटर्न करने वाला है? फ्लोट. तो मेरा वैल्यू यहाँ पे वेरिएबल जो जिसको असाइन कर रहा हूँ मैं वो किस टाइप का होना चाहिए? टाइप मैच होना चाहिए. ये फ्लोट का वैल्यू रिटर्न कर रहा है, तो यहाँ पे जिसमें रख रहा है उसका भी टाइप तो फ्लोट होना चाहिए. यहाँ पे लेकिन इंटीजर. डू यू सी? इट इज इंटीजर. वी नीड टू डिक्लेयर वन मोर वेरिएबल फ्लोट z1, and that z in z1 that float value I can see, and that z1 I can print f. Here format specifier I consider as a float. This is my appeared output. Okay, so here I wanted to demonstrate you the three concepts, okay, which we are discussing from last 3 lectures. This is the third lecture where we are discussing what? Declaration, definition, calling of a function, and we also saw the formal parameters and actual parameters. Okay, now as a last minute we go for hand running this program. Just hand run this program, brain run this program. This is the start. Okay, being a compiler, you pretend that you are a C compiler and go on compiling yourself. Yes, anybody can compile. हाँ, एक लाइन हम करते हैं. आप एक लाइन कंपाइल करिए. Yes. First line you compile. You. Next.
Firstly, integers a, b, z and float z1 are declared. So first, compiler get to know all about this integer and float.
And what you do?
Declare for all these values, integer and float.
Yes. As a part of action, compiler allocates 2 bytes of memory for A, 2 bytes of memory for B, 2 bytes of memory for Z, and 4 bytes of memory for Z1. ठीक है? Next. Sit down please. Next line. पीछे वाला. Compile this line. Print f.
Enter the values of a and b.
कहाँ है A and B?
Enter the values.
2 values. Read it clearly. You are a compiler. Character by character, you have to scan that line and read it. Okay? So what happens? What compiler do?
Enter the values.
As a part of this line, on the output device, this string will be printed. User will be seen by this particular string to be printed over display device. Next, what compiler do with next line? आप बैठ से एक लाइन सब लोग कंपाइल करना है, याद रखो. Yes, anybody can correctly tell what scanf function do?
It receives two variable numbers. First number is assigned to A and second number is assigned to B.
See what, as he says, stop please. Scanf में क्या होता है? जैसे ये मैसेज डिस्प्ले हो गया, यूजर उसको देखेगा. User is looking, reading this information. What he read is enter two number. This is kind of instruction statement to the user. What he do? As per this message, he go for typing two numbers. Okay, so he is typing two numbers, but somebody should be at the other side to receive the numbers. Our program is typing and nobody is receiver, then where the number goes, input goes. Okay? So if somebody should be there to receive the inputting number by the user, then that is exactly the scanf function is doing. Scanf function will be executing, so it start waiting for user to enter two number. The moment he enter first number, that number will be stored in at the address memory location of A, address of A. The moment second number will be entered, that second number will be automatically what compiler do to store into the address location of B. Okay, so in this way two values got from the user and stored into the memory at specific address, and the variable and that memory locations are referred by what? The names A and B. Fine. Go for next. Yes. This is the line. Third line. Execute third line. This line. Z equal to null A comma B. इससे पहले स्टार्ट होने से पहले ये प्रोग्राम स्टार्ट होने से पहले हमारा प्रोग्राम का स्टार्ट यहाँ से होगा ना, यहाँ से स्कैन करते जाता है. ओके, सो यहाँ से क्या पता चलता है बताओ? बाय फर्स्ट टू लाइन व्हाट कंपाइलर अंडरस्टैंड? Yes, Miss. Yes, you. Simran, na? हाँ. Repeat, please. After reading how compiler started compiling, okay? It came to the first line. It reads the first line. After reading the first line, what it understands? जैसे कि हम बोल रहे हैं ना, तो ये लाइन रीड करने के बाद क्या करता है? ये लाइन रीड करने के बाद क्या करता है? क्या समझता है क्या करता है? वैसे ही फर्स्ट लाइन रीड करने के बाद क्या करता है? Integer variable is there. क्या बोल रहा है?
So after multiplication we get the integer and after
यहाँ पे ये प्रोग्राम छोड़ दो यहाँ पे, ठीक है? हमें सब पूरा पता है, हम प्रोग्रामर हैं. I am a programmer. I written this programmer. I know everything about what every block, every statement can do. But compiler is really at the very start of this first line. It is reading this. What it can understand. जो इंफॉर्मेशन है, जितना इंफॉर्मेशन वहाँ पे मिल रहा है उतना ही समझेगा ना. क्या समझ में आ रहा है वहाँ पे? Compiler understand that there is a name, open and close bracket means it is a function. User declaring that div is a function and within the bracket anything which is there, that is a parameter. So compiler understand that div is a function with two parameters of type integer, and that function returns of type data of type float. That's it. Second is a multiplication function which takes two parameters of type integer and it returns the result of type integer. That's it. Now come to this multiplication function. When this compiler, sit down please. When compiler comes to this statement, this is actually what kind of statement it is? Assignment statement. Z is equal to something. So how assignment statement get executed? Right to left calculation happens. Whatever is at the right hand side, that should be calculated first, and after calculation, that value will be assigned to the left part of that assignment statement. So if you see the right side of this assignment statement, what is here? Mul. Your compiler now don't understand. Does it understand or don't understand what is mean by mul? Does it understand? Or don't understand? It understand. Why? Because it is declared there. It is said clearly. I am declaring this function which takes this much input parameter this and return this way. So everything I told you previously. So compiler is not any compiler is having no difficulty to understand this. Compiler understand this. Compiler understand that mul is a function, and compiler also know that that function takes two integer values. Compiler checks the parameter whether these parameters are of type integer or not, whether the data type is matching to the declared or this actual parameter. Type match होता है कि देखिएगा, ठीक है ना? If there is a match, then this function, your compiler, if there is a no match, then error will be reported to you. If there is a match, तो compiler क्या करेगा? The function is okay, function is called properly, then it should go, compiler go to the definition part. Compiler go for searching the definition part of that function. Because compiler know that in the definition part there is a code which is supposed to be executed. Your compiler know in the definition part of function there is a return value which should be really interested in. Okay, so multiplication function कॉल होने के बाद ये चेक होगा कि ये करेक्टली कॉल किया है कि नहीं. If it is not correct, then where it goes? It search for that name, definition part of that function. Where is the definition in our case? Here is it. So see, your program control really jumping from your main program to something sub-program outside of your program. Your program control jumping from your main program to the outside of your program where the definition of that function is there. So this is the function. So control comes to this line. First line of the code. What is here? Integer set. Before that, very important point here you need to consider. When the compiler call this function, okay, what I said, function, make sure that whether this function is declared, whether this function is called properly by matching the data type. After confirming that function has been called correctly, it search for the definition part of function in the code. Okay, it is found here. It is found. Then what very important point it happens is the actual parameter of call function. Actual parameter of call function get assigned to the formal parameter of calling function. Calling function. What calling function है यहाँ पे? Who is calling and who is called? He is a calling function. And he is calling or called function. You can also say callee or called. Being called function. Okay. So see, the moment the transfer is moving from the calling function to the called function, the actual parameter get transferred from actual parameter to the formal parameters. मान लीजिए यहाँ पे एंटर मैंने क्या किया हो 5 10 and 5. My inputs are 10 and 5. Okay. So what is the value of A? User inputted two values 10 and 5. What is the value of A?
10.
What is the value of B?
5.
5. So what is how do you see this mul as a mul? A is 10 and 5. 10 comma 5. So the moment the function is being called, the control goes to from calling function to callee function. At that moment, during transferring to the control, the actual parameter of calling function will be transferred to the call function. So what happens is this A value will be assigned to X and B value will be assigned to Y. So now at the moment after happening the transfer from this point to this point, here X becomes 10 and Y becomes 5. And control really comes to this line and go on executing. Set declared, multiplied and return. Return function really take you to the point where you left in the main program. Okay, where we had left, here we had left with. यहाँ से हम लोग ट्रांसफर हुए थे ना, तो रिटर्न स्टेटमेंट क्या करेगा, जहाँ से आप कंट्रोल ट्रांसफर हुआ था वापस वहां भी जाएगा. क्या लेके? Z को लेके. Z क्या है हमारा अभी 50 ना. So this 50 value comes and that will be replaced by this value. This whole statement will be replaced by the return value. This way. Actually, this all thing I demonstrated in the last lecture also. What the point here I wanted to discuss about the formal parameters, actual parameters, and how actual parameters get passed and assigned to the formal parameters during transfer of a control from calling program to call program. This you have to know. ठीक है? Do you understand? आगे का do you combine the remaining part? यहाँ पे क्या मिला आपको? What you got here? 50. What you got the print? What you got the output? 50. Then division. Control goes to here. What the value will be passed here? What is the value of B and Q? 10 and 5. What will be returned? 2. Where 2 goes? Z1 equal to becomes 2. That will be printed. Okay? So you can see the output yourself.